Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another little top 5 thing, and we discuss the 5 things that PSO2 do not tell you about. Might it be from stuff to just make stuff easier to a certain hidden activities you can do inside of PSO2. So sit back, enjoy, and of course number 5 gonna surprise you because we all know where the list starts is always more interesting than where it ends. And if you enjoy this or find some of these tips helpful in some way, make sure you do the like, favorite, subscribe, hit some bells, you know what to do. And so let's get into this, shall we? So here is a tip that is super useful if you are in a dungeon or you're trying to organize your equipment very quickly. Is a tip sadly I didn't find out about to a good couple hundred hours in, thank PSO, which is of course if you are trying to get stuff out of your inventory quickly to make more room, and you know, if you have more than one item, you have a little issue when you go to deposit. When you do so, you have to sit here and manually type in how many items you want to put into your inventory, which is kind of a downside and a little time consuming, and in that county a little panicky if you inside of a raid or a dungeon. So to make this a hell of a lot easier, if you are playing this on PC or console, either way, if you are using a F1 controller here, by pushing down the right trigger, you will select an item, and from there you can literally deposit everything in one go that is highlighted. And also with that, you can actually highlight more than one item to do the same. So this is a very quick way to either put stuff in your inventory, take it out of inventory, or to also sell, since it's actually more inside of shops as well. Here is a tip for all you in-game PSO players that take advantage of fashion, because let's be honest, fashion and design and cosplay stuff is the true in-game of PSO2, and you might get tired of running back and forth to the salon, having to go through low queens. I got a little tip for you to change your character within the game without having to deal with any of the salon or low queen stuff, and it is very simple to do. So by opening your little tab at the bottom of the screen, if you go on over to fashion, from here you can customize your look, and you can change all your outfit, might it be from hairstyles to body paint, and also arms and other outfits as well. So lucky enough, you can pretty much customize the belt basic of your character right here without having to deal with any of the salon stuff. Just know, as you probably could gather from the whole hair part, is you don't really have a preview at all till you select it and back out, and your character will update with the look. But if you ever wanted to change your character, or if you ever wanted to actually save the way your character look, and you don't want to deal with going to the salon to change it or change it to another design, here is a very quick way to do it. A little bit of a drawback, but still a very quick way to take care of any fashion and needs inside of PSO2. And with this helpful tip, as we all know, another fun part of PSO is doing a whole bunch of random emotes, since the game is very much about giving you the ability to pretty much exploit yourself in a lot of ways. And I mean a lot of ways. But have you ever been wanting to actually set up hotkeys and be able to change what emotes you can do without having to go to your emote tab? If so, here a very simple way to do it is on your keyboard, if you have one equipped, since I don't believe there's an easy way to do that with a controller. But if you do have a keyboard hooked up to your Xbox, or you're playing on PC, you can do this by holding down Alt and going through every single letter on the keyboard. So you can assign a emote to A through Z, and If you do want to change it to a specific one, since they are set by default to the most common ones and the ones you start off with, but if you ever want to go a little bit deeper and fully customize to your heart content, you can do so by once again bringing up your little tab at the bottom of the screen, going to option, and from here under control, you will see an option for a keybind setting, and you want to go over to the tab that say emote. From here, you can add any emote that you have available to your character or have been learned, I should say, and you can assign it to any hotkey you want. But if you find the most simple ones, of course, you have them here with chill, wave, and so on. So there is the easier way if you are wanting to do a whole bunch of emote stuff for whatever reason, or also if you want to take a better pictures. And speaking of picture taking, have you ever wanted to take a picture and you can't figure out how to get rid of the on-screen notification with the names and the overlay? You want to prolong it for a decent amount of time, for more than like a second or two. There is a easy way to do this. The main thing to do here is by hitting enter on your keyboard and by typing in /UI off, and your UI will disappear. But as you can tell, it's only going to stay gone for a few seconds, and if you're trying to put a lot of work into your photography, as it just popped back on, there is a way to prolong it. So the easier way to do this is once again a /UI off and space and a number to your heart content. I personally always usually use a 600, and that will keep the main overlay off the screen for 600 milliseconds. So every number you add is 1 millisecond. So the higher the number, the longer that your overlay will stay gone, and more time to line up the shot, or by using all that tip with shortcuts to actually do some emotes as you taking your pictures. And if you ever wanted to come back, say you set it for way longer than you were wanting, the easier way to do this is, of course, by hitting the menu to bring up your inventory items and all the stuff at the bottom of the screen. It will instantly kick back on the main menu overlay stuff. And the final tip will be a very good one, especially if you are coming from other MMOs, or you just find the camera angle to be a little too restricted inside of PSO, or you just need more area to see, since a lot of the battle can get very much over the top. And there is a simple way to do this. You might think it mainly used for photography, which is not wrong, but if you do need a better camera angle, you can do the same technique, which is by hitting the little, I get 2 wells on the F5 controller. Still don't know the name of that button. Either way, will always probably be select in my head by bringing up your hot menu, or you can also bring up your quick menu, by going over to your personal data file, and from here, clicking on quick menu. So what you want to do is under select camera and lighting, you want to go ahead and pick one of the other settings. But what you want to do is pick whatever camera you're going to use. In my case, I'm going to use number 1. Go to change camera angles, and then you will get asset to the control where you can start moving your camera around, zooming in and out, and whatever way you want to set this. Once again, all up to you, but let you the default other type of MMO, which is a little farther back and a little bit above the character, kind of looking down. So after you get the camera lined up to your heart content, all you have to do is hit Enter or A and save it as a new preset by saying yes. And from here, you can go ahead and click on the camera you just set and hit use. And there you go. Now you have a farther back camera angle to actually use while playing PSO. If you want more of a Diablo style camera in the case of this. The only real downside to this is there's really not any option to rotate the camera. Don't get me wrong, you can do it, but your character will leave the screen. and when you let go of the stick or the mouse, the camera will click back. So keep that in mind, but if you want a very decent type of camera to help out with some of the more complex battles, they'll how you do it. And if you ever want to change your camera back to the way it was, once again, just open your quick menu and select camera and lighting and click on regular camera again to reset it back to default. And now you have 5 tips that you can use to make your game a little more easier for you, or just do some shortcuts inside of PSO2, and also some stuff they really do not tell you you can actually do. So hopefully you found it useful, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see another video of these, because I probably could make another dozen of these easily, since there is so much little stuff in PSO that they just do not tell you about for whatever reason. That would in return make life a hell of a lot easier. So if you're interested in that, let me know below. And if you found it helpful, or if I shared some tips you did not know about, make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, and if you want while you down there, go ahead and hit that sub button, since I do post brand new PSO videos all week long here on this channel. And with that, I will see you all over in Ship 1 if you all are playing PSO, or in the comments below.